Hallo allemaal, welkom op mijn kanaal, welkom bij deze nieuwe video en welkom in Mike's creatieve wereld. Hello and welcome to this new tutorial video in which I'm going to explain to make the Namaqualand Shawl designed by Dedri Uys. It's such a lovely shawl and such a lovely pattern, and Dedri gave me the permission to film this pattern from her into a tutorial video. So I hope my explanation is good enough for you to follow this pattern, this Namaqualand Shawl tutorial that I'm going to film for you. If you prefer a written down instruction, you can find that on Dedri Uys' her website. So it's in the description box down below. So if you want to have the written down instructions and this tutorial together, go to her website to see the instructions. And yeah, I think it's time for me to show you how to crochet this beautiful shawl. I will take you step by step through the pattern. I'll show you every step you have to take to make this shawl. So it's time. Let's get started. Before I start the tutorial, I'm going to show you what kind of yarn I'm using in this tutorial for the Namaqualand Shawl from Dedri Uys. I'm using a different kind of yarn than Dedri originally used in her design, just to show you what a design can do with different kinds of yarn. The main yarn I'm using is the Downtown by Scheepjes. And this is a sock yarn made out of 75% merino extra fine and 25% nylon. And it's a skein from 50 grams with 200 meters on one skein. And for the border, I'm using the Metropolis by Scheepjes. This is also a sock yarn. Also 50 grams, 200 meters, and made out of 75 merino extra fine and 25% nylon. So both are sock yarns and they're compatible with each other. So that's what I'm using in this tutorial. And I'm also using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, or as the hook saying, an E. So that is what we need. Further instructions, yarn amounts and stuff like that, you can find in the written down instructions made by Dedri on her website. And in the description box down below, I will link it to the direct place on her website so you can see what kind of yarn she used for her Namaqualand shawl. And yeah, I'm using this. So let's get started. Row 1, and we're starting with a magic loop. So I'll place my yarn in my hand and turn it up behind, turn my fingers and move the yarn like a cross over the first yarn. With my hook, I'm going under the first and grab the second and make a chain one. Then my magic loop has been made and I'm going to start with a chain 4. So I make the first 2, 3 and 4 chains. Then in the magic loop we're making 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and then another 3 double crochets in the magic loop. 1, 2 and 3, and we'll end this row with a treble. So yarn over twice in the magic loop and make it like that by yarning over and pull off 2. Okay, then we're pulling on a begin by closing it, and your work should look somewhere like this. Row 2. Chain 1, turn and make another 3 chains. So in total 4 chains, 2, 3 and 4. And then we're making in the first stitch 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Then we're gonna skip a stitch, and in the next stitch we're making a V stitch. And the V stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet in the same stitch. This is the V stitch, so a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch. Skip the next stitch, then we're at the chain 2 corner, and in that one we're making 2 doubles, 1 and 2, followed by chain 2, 1, 2, and in the same chain space 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Next stitch we're going to skip. Next stitch, V stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet in the same stitch. Skip the next, and then we only have the 4 starting chains from the previous round, and in the top of that we're making 2 doubles, in the chain. It's a little bit wonky to get in there, but we're here. So that's 1 double and 2 doubles, and also a treble in that same stitch. And then row 2 is done and your work looks like this. Row 3, turn our work, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In that first stitch, we're making 2 doubles. 1 and 2. Just zoom in a little bit. Then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're gonna skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. and the third one is the double crochet from our V-stitch, and around that chain from the V-stitch we're going to make a popcorn stitch. There are two ways of making a popcorn, and I'm going to show you both ways in this tutorial. First, we start with a regular way of making a popcorn, and that's 5 doubles in the V-stitch, so around the chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then pull up your last loop, remove your hook, and go to the first double crochet you've made. Insert your hook in there, from front to back. Place the loop from your 5th double crochet on your hook, pull it through, and just to finish it off, chain 1. Now you've made a popcorn stitch. This is the regular way of making a popcorn. Later on I will show you the lazy way of making popcorn stitches. Okay, after you made the popcorn stitch, and keep in mind that chain we've made is included in the popcorn stitch, so now chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna skip the next 3 stitches, so just jump over to the chain 2 in the corner, and in that chain 2 we're making 2 double crochets. 1 and 2, chain 2, and another 2 doubles in that chain space. 1 and 2. Another chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next 3. Jump over to the V-stitch, and around that chain we're making another popcorn. So 5 doubles around the chain. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull up a loop, remove your hook, insert your hook from front in the first double crochet, place the hook of the loop back on your hook, pull through, and to finish it off, a chain. Then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next 3 stitches, so there's only the chain 4 from the beginning left, and on the top of that 2 doubles. That's 1 and 2, followed by a treble in the same stitch. And then row 3 is done. Row 4. Turn your work and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the first stitch, 2 doubles. 1 and 2. The next 2 stitches are getting each a double crochet. Then in the chain 3 or around the chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Then we're at the popcorn stitch, and around the popcorn stitch we're making a back post double crochet. So with a yarn over, you're gonna insert your hook from back through the chain space you've got here. Then you place the popcorn behind your crochet hook, and in the next chain space you're coming back, yarn over, then pull back and make your double crochet. And then you made a back post double crochet around the popcorn stitch. The next chain space, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. The next 2 stitches, each a double crochet, and then we're at the chain corner space, 2 doubles in there, 1, 2, followed by chain 2 to make a new corner, and in the same corner space 2 doubles, 1 and 2. Then we're gonna repeat what we did here. So in the next 2 stitches a double, and in the chain space 3 doubles, there's 2 and there's 3. Around the popcorn stitch a back post double crochet, oh, yarn is not working. Yeah, there it is. 1 back post double crochet. The next chain space 3 doubles, 1, 2 and 3. Then the next 2 stitches, each a double, and then we only got chain 4 from the beginning left, and in the top of the chain we're making 2 doubles. It's 1 and 2, and we're ending with a treble in the same stitch. And then your work looks like this. Row 5. Turn your work and start with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in the base, so in the first stitch, we're making a double, just 1, and then chain 2, 1, 2. And now in the next 3 stitches we're gonna make a cluster. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch without skipping a stitch. So in the next stitch, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, in the next stitch, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you've got 3 loops on your hook. Just do it one more time. So yarn over, in the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4, and you have 1 loop on your hook. And then you make your first cluster. And we're going to do that this whole row. So chain 2, 1, 2, and over the next 3 stitches make a cluster. So what we did here. So yarn over, in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 2. And that is what we're going to repeat for this whole side. Okay, if you repeat that for this whole side, then you're now at the chain 2 corner space after you make your last cluster. Chain 2, 1, 2. In the corner space, a double crochet, followed by a chain 2 and another double inside the corner space, like that. Then chain 2, and also for this side we're going to make clusters. So we're going to start the cluster in the first 3 stitches, and after each cluster don't forget to make your chain 2. Okay, and if you did all your clusters from this side also, you're just left with the chain 4 from the beginning. So make your last 2 chains, and then in this chain 4 at the top we're making a double and a treble crochet. So first a double and then a treble. And then your row 5 is done. Row 6, turn your work, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a very easy row to crochet. We're starting with 2 doubles in our first stitch. 1 and 2. In the next stitch, a double. And now we're going across this side of the shawl, and in each chain 2 space we're making 2 double crochets, and in each cluster we're making 1 double crochet. So that's very easy. So in the chain 2 space, 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and in the cluster 1. Then chain 2 is 2 doubles, and the cluster, that's 1. Repeat that until you're in the chain 2 corner space. I've made the last double in the cluster, so we're left with a chain 2 space, 2 doubles in there. then in that stitch a double. Now we're at the chain 2 corner space, in there 2 doubles, followed by a chain 2, followed by chain 2 of 2 doubles in the chain 2 corner space. And now we're going to do exactly the same as we did on this side. Each stitch and cluster we're making a double, and in each chain space we're making 2 doubles. So this stitch is getting a double, chain 2 space, 2 doubles, cluster, a double, chain 2 space, 2 doubles. So I've made my last 2 doubles in the chain space, so I've got 1 stitch left and the chain 4. So in this stitch a double, and in the chain 4 at the top 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and we're going to end with a treble in that same stitch. And then your work should look like this. And that's the first 6 rows of this shawl. From now on, the next 6 rows is your pattern repeat. So from row 7 until 12, you're going to repeat the whole time until your shawl is as big as you want it. I'm gonna put timestamps in the description box down below this video, so just follow me for the next 6 rows, and when you're done, go back to row 7 and start that part all over again until your shawl measures the width and the length you want. So the next rows is the pattern repeat. From row 7 till 12 is the pattern repeat. So if you finish that, skip back to row 7 and start it all over again. So that's the next part I'm going to show you. Row 7, first row of the second 6 row repeat. Turn your work, chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In our first stitch, 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and then in all of our stitches we've got now, we're making back post double crochet stitches. So the next stitch is that one, from the back to the front, make a back post double crochet around that stitch, and each stitch across this row. Now we're at the chain 2 corner space, and in the chain 2 corner space we're making 2 doubles, 1 and 2, chain 2, and another 2 doubles in that chain corner space, 1 and 2. Okay, and now we're going to make a bunch of back post doubles again along this side also. So starting from the first stitch from the corner, make a back post double, and make a back post double crochet around each and every stitch along this side. Okay, and if you made all your back post double crochets around each and every stitch along this side, you're just left with the chain 4 from the beginning, and in that one we're making 2 doubles, of course in the top. So in the top of the chain 4, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, followed by a treble. And then your work should look like this. And then you're done with the first row of the second 6-row repeat. Row 8, the second row of the second 6-row repeat. We start with a chain 4, turn a work, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and in the first stitch 2 doubles, 1 and 2. In this row we're making V-stitches again, so skip the first or the next stitch, and in the next we're making a V-stitch. So a double in the next stitch, followed by a chain, and in the same stitch another double. And then you've made your first V-stitch. And now we're going to make a lot of V-stitches. So skip the next 2 stitches, and in the next one a V-stitch. So that's a double followed by a chain and a double in the same stitch. Skip 2, and in the next a V-stitch. So double, chain and double in the same stitch. So repeat this for this whole side, and I'll be back at the end of this side. Skip the last, and in the chain 2 corner space 2 doubles, 1, 2, chain 2 for the new corner, and 2 doubles in the same chain space. Along this side also V-stitches, so skip the first, and in the second stitch a first V-stitch, and after that skip 2 stitches, and in the third a V-stitch all across this side. 1 stitch left, and we're going to skip that one, and then in the chain 4 at the top of the chain 4 2 doubles, and a treble in the same stitch. And then it looks like this. Row 9, and this is row 3 of the 6-row repeat. And in this row I'm going to show you how to make the lacy popcorn stitch. I showed you how to make the popcorn stitch here, and that was just the regular way. Now I'm going to show you the lacy way. I'm going to start with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Turn a work. And in the first stitch we're making 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip the stitches, the 2 of the 3 stitches, and in the V stitch, let's zoom in a little. In this V stitch around the chain 1, we're making our popcorn stitch, the lazy one, and that means that we're making 5 double crochets inside that V stitch. So just make a 5 double crochets in there or around that stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we made 5 doubles in or around the V stitch. Normally we're gonna pull up a loop and pull it through the first double and then chain 1 to make the popcorn stitch. We're not doing that now. The only thing we're going to do now is make a chain 1 that is included in the popcorn stitch, and after that you're making another chain 3. So basically 5 doubles in the V stitch and then chain 4. 1, 2, and 3, because I already made the first chain 1. And then go ahead, skip it, the 2 stitches here, and jump to the next V stitch and do another double or 5 double crochets in the V stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the pattern says chain 3, but we need also the closing chain from the popcorn stitch. So in this case, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the next round, we're going to form these groups of 5 doubles into a popcorn stitch. So repeat this in each and every V stitch along this side. I'm going to do that too, and I'm back when we've done the last V stitch. These 3 stitches we're going to skip, and we're going to make a new corner in our corner chain 2. And in that chain 2 we're making 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, followed by a chain 2 and another chain 2, 2 doubles, excuse me, in the same chain 2 corner space. So 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles in the chain 2 corner space to make a new corner. Then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next 3 stitches, and in the following up V stitch make 5 double crochets or a popcorn stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're doing the lazy one like I'm doing now, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So once again, this is a chain 3 and a chain that closes the popcorn stitch. After that, jump to the next V stitch and another 5 doubles in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is what we're going to repeat for the whole side also. skip those 3 stitches, which means we're going to make our next stitches in the top of our chain 4 from the beginning of the previous row. And in that top we're making 2 double crochets. Let's get in there. Yep. So 2 doubles and a triple. Okay, and then this row is completed. Your work should look like this. We're starting in this 10th row, the 4th row of our 6 row repeat with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn a work. And in the first stitch, 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. A double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so each one of them is getting a double crochet. 1 and 2. Then we're getting into the chain space. In this first chain space we're making 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Then we're making a back post double crochet around the popcorn stitch. Well, we have to make the popcorn stitch, but we're also going to make that back post double crochet. So with our hook from behind into this chain space, all those double crochets are behind our hook, and we're jumping to the next chain space and go to the back. Grab your yarn, so make a yarn over, pull your hook back and make your double crochet. And your popcorn stitch has been made. See, and that's the lacy popcorn stitch. Okay, after this back post double crochet, into the next chain space, from now on 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And then a back post double around the next group of 5 doubles, or around your popcorn stitch. And in the next chain space 2 double crochets. And that's what we're going to repeat for this side of the shawl. I've got 1 popcorn or group of 5 double crochets left and a chain 3 space here left before the corner. Around this group of 5 or around your popcorn stitch we're making a back post double crochet, just like we did with all the others. And in the last chain 3 space we're not making 2 doubles but 3 double crochets. So that's slightly different. 1, 2 and 3. So keep in mind your first chain 3 space here are getting 3 double crochets. Then all the other chain spaces are getting 2 double crochets. And then the last chain space before the corner is getting 3 double crochets. And it's the same on this side. So for now we're just making in the next 2 stitches a double. So 2 doubles. Then we're at our corner chain space, and there we're making 2 doubles. 1 and 2, followed by a chain 2 and another 2 doubles in that chain space. 1 and 2. Now we're at the next side of the shawl. The first 2 stitches are getting each a double crochet. So this 1 double and this is 2 double. Here's our first chain space. Just remember, the first and the last one from the side are getting 3 double crochets. So in this first chain space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Around your popcorn stitch or your group of 5 if you're making the lazy one, a back post double crochet. And in the next chain space and all the other chain spaces, 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And again, around your popcorn or group of 5, a back post double crochet. And that's what we're going to do along this side also. I've got 1 popcorn left and a chain space left. So around the popcorn, of course, the back post double, like we did the whole time. So a back post double crochet. And this is our last chain space, and remember, the first and the last are getting 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. So keep in mind, the first and the last are getting 3 doubles. All the other chain spaces in between are getting 2 doubles, and that is for both sides. So also here, first and the last are getting 3, and here first and last are getting 3 doubles, and all the other chain spaces are getting 2 double crochets. Okay, the next 2 stitches, each a double crochet. Like that, and then we only got the 4 chains left from the beginning of our previous row, and in that 4th chain, so on the top, 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and end with a treble in that same stitch. And then row 10 is done, our 4th row in the 6th row repeat. Row 11, the 5th row in the 6th row repeat of this pattern. And in this row we're making the clusters again. Start with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then make a double crochet in the first stitch. Like that. After this, chain 2. 1, 2. And over the next 3 stitches we're making a cluster. So yarn over, get in the first stitch, grab your loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, so you have 1 loop remaining on your hook, and a cluster has been made. Chain 2, and without skipping stitches, we're making another cluster over the next 3 stitches. So don't skip one, just in the next 3 stitches another cluster. So yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, through 2, oh, I was out of sight, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, next stitch, insert and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and your cluster has been made. And after that, chain 2, 1, 2, and over the next 3 stitches also make a cluster. And that is what we're going to do along this whole side. And then we're at the chain 2 space, which makes our corner or point. And in there we're making a double, followed by chain 2 and another double crochet to make our new point or corner. And then on the other side we're also going to make clusters. We'll start with a chain 2, 1, 2, and without skipping stitches, in the next 3 stitches we're making our cluster. So in the first 3 stitches is coming our first cluster, and after the cluster make a chain 2. Then without skipping stitches over the next 3 stitches, the next cluster stitch, and this is what we're going to repeat along this whole side. And then in the top of our chain 4 from the previous row, we're making in the top a double crochet and a treble. Like that, and then our row is done, and your work should look like this, like that. Row 12, the 6th row of our 6-row repeat, so it's the last one. We'll start with a chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn our work, and in the first stitch 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then in the next stitch a double crochet, in the chain 2 space 2 double crochets, and in the cluster stitch 1 double crochet. And that's what we're doing for the whole side. In the chain 2 spaces 2 double crochets, and in the cluster stitch a double crochet. I'm almost at the end of this side. I just made a double in the last cluster stitch. So I've got one chain 2 space left. In that one, 2 doubles, 1 and 2. The next stitch, 1 double crochet. And then we're at the corner space or our point, and in there we're making 2 double crochets. 1 and 2, followed by a chain 2 and another 2 double crochets in the chain space. 1 and 2. Then we made our new corner or new point. And then we're gonna continue along the next side, and we're going to repeat what we've done here, which means that in the next stitch, a double crochet. In the chain 2 space, 2 double crochets. In the cluster stitch, a double crochet. And again in the chain 2 space, 2 double crochets. And that's the repeat for the whole side. So make this repeat. Give every cluster a double crochet and every chain 2 space 2 double crochets, and in the last chain 2 space 2 doubles. 1 and 2. Then in the last stitch here, a double, and then we only got the chain 4 from the beginning left, and at the top of the chain 4, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, followed by a treble in the same stitch. And that's it. That's row 12, the 6th row in our 6-row repeat. And this is what you're going to repeat the whole time. For at least 7 more times you're going to repeat row 7 until 12. That's the 6-row repeat that you're going to make to let the shawl grow. The pattern says 7 more times at least. If you want more, feel free to do that. Just keep in mind, always repeat row 7 till 12. That's the 6-row repeat you always have to make. Otherwise, it would be a trouble to make the border. And the border is the next part that I'm going to show you in this video. So you're going to repeat now the 6 rows that I just shown you. If you don't know how to continue, just skip back to row 7. There are easy timestamps in the description box down below this video, so you can just jump back to row 7 and start from there again with the stitches that I'm showing you. So yeah, that's it. Just repeat the next just repeat the 6 rows I've shown you from row 7 till row 12 7 more times, or more or less, just like you want, but make sure you just repeat row 7 till 12 each and every time so that your shawl is growing. And when you're done with that, then we're ready to make the border, and that's the next part that I'm going to show you. Okay, it's time for the border. Of course, you make your shawl nice and big. I'm going to show you the border on this small example. Just keep in mind that you always repeat row 7 till 12, the 6-row repeat, every time until your shawl has the size that you like. Always if you want to make it bigger, always make another repeat of those 6 rows and end with a row 12, because you need that row for the right amount of stitches. If you don't use that, if you're gonna stop earlier in the row repeat, then you don't have enough stitches to make the border. So keep that in mind. Always repeat that row 7 till 12 for the right amount of stitches. When you're done with that, it's time to grab the other yarn, and in my case the Metropolis, the yellow Metropolis, that is the yarn that I'm going to use for the border. So if you're done, just cut your yarn, don't pull it through, let the yarn on your hook and just grab your new color, place it on your hook and pull it through the loop on your hook. Then you're done or ready to make the border. Start with a chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then turn your work. We're looking at the right side of our work, and now we're starting the border. In the first stitch we make 3 double crochets, and I'm working over my yarn tails. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Just gonna pull on the yarn tails and work them away later on when I'm finished. This is a half shell we've made, and in the rest of the stitches around across this side we're making full shell stitches. And after you made your 3rd double crochet, just skip 2 stitches, and in the 3rd stitch make a slip stitch. So skip 1, 2, and in the 3rd a slip stitch. And now our repeat of this side will start. Skip 2 stitches, and in the 3rd we're making a shell, which means we're making 3 double crochets in that stitch. 1, 2 and 3, followed by a chain 2, 1, 2, and in that same stitch another 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Then our first shell has been made. Skip 2 stitches, and in the next a slip stitch, and that's the repeat. So now skip 2 stitches, and in the 3rd another shell, so 3 double crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2 and 3, chain 2 and another 3 double crochets in that same stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Skip the next 2, and in the 3rd a slip stitch. And your second shell has been made. And that's what we're going to do along this whole side. So repeat those steps. Okay, I've made my last shell. So I've got a couple of stitches left before the chain 2 space of our point. As you made your last shell, we're just gonna skip 2 stitches, and in the third we make a slip stitch. Skip the last 2 before the chain space and jump ahead to the chain space, and in that space we're making 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3, chain 2, and in the same chain space 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. So basically we're making also another shell inside our corner chain space. It looks exactly the same. Then we're going to our other side of the shawl. Skip 2 stitches, in the third slip stitch, skip 2, and in the third a shell. So 3 doubles, 1, 2 and 3, chain 2, and another 3 in the same stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Another shell has been made. Skip 2 and a slip stitch in the next. So repeat that also along this side. Okay, when you made your last shell stitch along this side, just skip 2 stitches and in the third a slip stitch, and then we've got 3 stitches left. Skip the 2, and in the top of our chain 4 we're making 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, followed by a triple. And then your work should look like this. Nice shells all along your shawl. And then you're ready for border row 2. Alright, row 2 of the border. We're starting with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Turn your work, and in the first stitch we're making a V-stitch. V-stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet in the same stitch. So in that first stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's the V-stitch. Chain 1, skip the next, and in the next stitch a double crochet. Then we're jumping over to our first shell stitch. We've got here the first 3 double crochets, and in the second one, so that's in the middle, we're making a double crochet, followed by a chain. Skip the next, and in that chain space we're making another V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that's the chain space. So this is our V-stitch. Then chain 2, and in that same chain space another V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, like that. Chain 1, skip the next stitch. This is the other 3 doubles from our shell, and in the middle one, the second one, another double crochet. And that is the repeat we're going to make along this side. So, doing that again with you. Go to your next shell, to those 3 double crochets, and in the middle one, make a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next, go to your chain space and make a V-stitch in there. So, a double, chain 1, and a double in that chain space. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and in the same chain space another V-stitch. So double, chain 1, a double inside that chain space. Then chain 1, skip the next stitch. Those are those 3 doubles from our shell from the previous row, and in the middle make a double crochet. And that is what we're going to do along this side. So repeat that for the whole side. I just finished doing the repeat on the last shell stitch, and now I am at the point of the shawl, the corner, but we're doing exactly the same as we are doing on those shells. So that means here's the group of 3 double crochets. In the middle one, so the second one is double crochet followed by a chain. Go into the chain space, make a V-stitch. So a double, chain 1 and a double. Then chain 2 and another V-stitch in that chain space. So a double, chain 1 and a double. Chain 1, skip the next, in the second one a double crochet. So it's exactly the same as we're doing the whole time. And we're going to repeat that along the other side as well on all those shells. So do that, repeat that for the whole side, and then I'll be back at the end of this row. Okay, we're almost at the end, just a few more stitches to go. I just finished the repeat on my last shell, and now I'm jumping ahead to the last group of 3 double crochets. In the middle one, a double crochet followed by a chain. Skip the last double crochet and go to your chain 4, and in the top of the chain 4 we're making a chain of a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet followed by a treble in the same stitch. And then just fasten off, work away all your yarn tails. Give it a nice little block, your shawl, and it's done. This is the small example. Of course, your shawl is way bigger, but this is giving you a nice view of what your shawl is becoming. and just give it a little block just to give it a nice straight top, and let the shells come out nice. So this is the tutorial. I hope that it was clear enough for you to follow. And if you want the pattern, the written pattern, you can find that on the website by Dedri Uys. Look at whatimade.net.com. In the description box down below, I will put the direct link to her website and this written down pattern of this shawl. Dedri, of course, thank you so much that you allowed me to make this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. Have lots of fun making the shawl. If you're done, check us on the socials. Dedri Uys, Max Creatieve Wereld. We would love to see all your shawls. So have a lot of fun making this shawl, and yeah, good luck. And that was it. The explanation, my explanation for the Namaqualand Shawl designed by Dedri Uys. Dedri, thank you so much for allowing me to film this tutorial for you. I hope you like it also. I know you like the shawl, so I hope you like the tutorial as well. All you guys who are watching this video, I hope my explanation was good enough, because English is not my main language to talk, so I hope it's good enough for you. Of course, you can leave a comment down below this video. Your feedback is always welcome, so leave that. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it to make this shawl, but also to wear this shawl. I am in love with this shawl, so I hope you enjoy it very much. If you have socials like Facebook or Instagram, Dedri and I would like it if you tag us in your message, your message you place on Instagram or Facebook, so that we can see your shawls also. So tag us on Instagram or on Facebook, and we would love to see them all. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get a notification if a new video comes online, because there are way more patterns that I'm going to include with a tutorial for Dedri, because I have the permission to do that all. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Give it a thumbs up, because you help me with that also as well. And yeah, for now I would say thank you very much for watching. Have lots of fun making this shawl, and yeah, let's see each other in a new video. So thank you for now, and see you later. Bye bye.